Hello. We're here. Satisfactory day. Welcome in, Acorn. Good to see you. See you coming in getting first. Getting your check-in. Let's pop in. 20 days since last incident. So we are in the midst of a relatively large project to set up a turbo fuel factory. I've had a couple of streams of work into it, and I've been having a thought, and the thought is that the current design of it is very inefficient, is feeling like it's a bit of a headache to work with, especially getting up to the higher floors where I've got to make 16 refineries for each tier of fuel that we're going through, and we've got 2 tiers of fuel to go through. And 16 refineries requires 2 floors in the current layout. So I want to redo the layout, which means scrapping a whole lot of what we've done and redoing it. But I don't want to do that right now, so we're going to go work on other fuel and kind of stagger the effort of that redesign across a few streams. So there are some other oil nodes over here. We're going to get these set up as some basic fuel power generator, fuel power plants. Something a lot simpler, which I haven't showed this simple design that I've got on stream, so this is a good thing that we're going to go through this anyway. And that'll allow us to work on other projects as well as this one that we're doing right now. Not there. That's a tree. Yeah, so we've got this little cluster of islands back here. These are also a very good spot for fuel. And the nice thing about the turbo fuel factory is that it will make what we build over here completely obsolete. The overhead should be well enough for us to progress quite a bit and to not need these at all, so we should be able to dismantle these pretty easily when we're done with them. But we'll set a couple up over here. This guy's rude. This area is really nice for early fuel as well, if you haven't done a fuel design before. Because it's flat. It's completely flat. By 10, but that's what we're going to start with. We got plenty of concrete. These are only 1 floor. I'm pretty sure this is oversized. Also, I didn't double check what purity this node is. Normal. That's fine. We're gonna overclock it. So hang on. It needs 6 in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need 4 of these refineries. There, or do I want it there? I want it there. If I remember correctly, this design usually has a bit of open space around it. So we'll take in 60 per minute, and we'll produce 40 per minute. So we need 4 of these to do 240, and we'll make 160. So that's 120 polymer resin, which I believe, yeah, we're already. So we can just sink that. Or we can make something else out of it. I don't think... Yeah, we're not doing fabric yet. And... yeah, we're not doing empty canisters yet. Make sure it's facing the right direction. Yep. 80. Thinking before that it would be nice to be able to bypass this. Just jump straight to turbo fuel. And not have to clean all these up. But y'all don't get to see them. Y'all should get to see them. Generator. And yep, that's the spacing. Now, is this spacing right? Looking like we got it in one. We did not get it in one. Be more room to maneuver. Say, I just tried to fast forward like this is a YouTube video. Sorry, Acorn. That's alright. Spacing is an easy fix. 12 by 14. It's not 10 by 12. I have these with the pipes pointing outside. It is actually more efficient to have them point inside. Because it's less distance to run pipe, and that means less volume to build before you can turn these on. But I like the look. Speaking of, let's turn these off. I can't tell you how many times I've done that before, right? As well, Acorn. Streamer says something about, oh, I hope I don't get this right. This is about to put a whole lot of work into something that they could have to scrap and do all over again. I'm just like, ooh, let me fast forward. This is a video. I can let them know before they even do it. Doesn't work that way. So tired and it's almost 12 p.m. Ooh, wait. We need a couple more refineries, actually. So these are producing a grand total of 120 polymer resin per minute. Let's say per hour, that's not right. If I move this over, I can fit... No, I want this spacing. I think I'll stick with the industrial storage here. We're gonna do some kind of windiness. I like the idea of like coming up in here and having your little hub of storage and everything, but we're gonna need to put some refineries somewhere. Don't expect more than 60 per minute of either of these two tubes. And we'll do our stairway down to the basement. With safety rails. Get in there early so we don't have to worry about blocking it with conveyor belts and other logistics stuff. side is important this early. You know, I realize if I do it this way... Our entrance is over here in the water. I don't like that. I'd rather it be over here. Ooh, not there, not there. Two down, three down. Alright, so we're gonna move the sink. We are gonna use the refineries over here. We're gonna save the design that we've got here for another one of these. Industrial storage. Gives us room to do this. Does it give us that room? I think so. So 30 to 30. And then 60 to 20. So that gives us an extra 30 to sink or store. Actually... I think that'll work. And I'll put a constructor right here. Yeah. Yeah, that's perfect. This will be to make the, empty containers. And then we'll need some water coming in for both of these. Just on the one side, just producing solids on the other. Rubber plastic, this will be fabric. take 20 plastic per minute and give us some empty canisters. Oh, I never... Fix that. What do we got? We've got 20 canisters, we've got 30... So we'll need Mark 2. 20, 30, 30. So that'll be 80. Okay. And we'll do the entrance over here. Not at all necessary to put that stairwell here, considering it's only that little bit of lip that we've already got. But I'm gonna do it anyway. And then our shop. We also did... Bring that up to 240. We'll re-upload those. Those will load as well. And connect. Flow meter on this one. Just for fun, just because we can. Hate that. Hate the cable clipping. Connection point's in an awkward spot. Now you have to climb past it when you're coming up the ladder. So normally I have these sitting right on the edge. And the reason I do that is because I expect the walls to come out and stick out a little bit. So now that I'm nudging those in a little bit, I gotta rethink that design. No, not those, actually. I'm gonna upgrade these. Yeah, that'll work. Maybe a little odd, but I think I like it. Alright, that's power. Time for logistics. Hey, Exile, welcome in. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Exile's asking Sari for a penguin fact. Penguins spend approximately 75% of their lives in the ocean, only coming ashore for breeding and molting. Perfectly adapted for both aquatic and terrestrial life. So now when we do conveyor belts for physical items, we do a load balance array. And we would have it probably come out here, split, send it this way, or have it come out here under the machine, split to both sides, and then split this way evenly between everything. And that's because the way that the splitters on the conveyor belts work is they'll send items to each output in succession, regardless of the belt speed or anything like that. With fluids, they work a little bit differently. These junctions, they're not going to control the flow evenly between everything. The water is just going to flow as it flows. It's just open space. It's just going to go everywhere at once. And so we can do this line of piping instead and not worry about that changing our throughput rate. You know, in real life you do have to worry about like the pressure dropping. Like this machine could see a pressure drop if these three machines over here are drawing too much water. Then this will get significantly less. I don't know how the calculations work in this game. I don't understand the math of it in well, I haven't looked up the math of it in real life to try to understand it. But my impression is that it works relatively similarly, but I believe we should be okay here. What we are going to do, as we do with the oil factories, we're going to pressurize the whole line. The entirety of the pipes are going to fill up, as well as the reservoirs of the machines, before we start producing. And so what I like to do is I like to stagger the power on for each stage. So make sure we have all the machines configured. And then we're going to shut them down. These as well. And these are already shut down. So when we'll turn it on, we'll let the fluid extractor draw all the crude oil in here, fill up the reservoirs of these machines once they're all full and the crude oil stops. So it's its own fluid buffer built into the fluid extractor is full. We'll power these on and they'll start sending over to here, and we'll do the same thing. We'll wait for these to fill up. What do these demand? This is fabric on this side, so it's going to demand 30 polymer resin. Have it draw from this. Ah, yes. Exile says it is rather a cold day for this activity, but oh well, here I go. Congratulations on the 3-stream streak. I don't think the joke of, going streaking was quite what Twitch had in mind when it implemented this feature. Also, I did this one. I think we'll do... because we will have the output going over to the other side, so I think we'll do 2 height on these. And we'll take advantage of these. We'll do this. If Twitch didn't want people making streaking jokes, they shouldn't have named the feature streaking. Listen, I'm sure at this point, whatever makes the money, I don't think it's what they had in mind, but I don't think it's bothering them too much. So for this one, oh, no, this is a merger. Now we are going to have pipes coming through at that height. Oh, still did that wrong. Okay. Alright, got this set up over here. We need some water to come in for those 2 refineries. We need 30 per minute over here. 20 per minute over here. We only need 50 per minute. We can dramatically underclock this water extractor. For this one, we're going to need our walls up, so we can get our alignment right. So put that on there and place that there. Lower one is just something to give me that reference line. Hopefully that's not too close. Might be too close. That's a little bit too close. That's fine. And again, but that's not a long enough straight run to get the actual to get the flow meter showing, like we have over here. And that only needs to be 50 per minute, so we'll underclock that dramatically. Okay, we can come back down for more logistics. So we've got fuel coming through. Center point over here is... Let's do these. Center point. Over here. Point. Point. A little awkward, but I think we can work with it. Do better than that. Can we? Can we do better than that? Yeah. Nope, that's actually just enough point. connecting this one can just come straight down. I just tried to connect to something. Am I happy with that? I think I'm happy with that. And now we need to bring water in. That curve as well. Is it? No. So because we have these coming through like this, we're gonna have to bring water around it. This other one lined up to where it's gonna come out. Oh. Okay, hang on. Not quite what I was expecting to happen there. Curve. There it is. It's not centered. This is going to come all the way out like this. Ah! Except for that. Yeah, better we do it this way anyway. Do it from this one. There we go. Alright, and that's water. Pipelines are a bit of a pain. And then the last thing we need to do is just bring our final materials over to the end. This is fabric right here. This is our empty canisters right here. smart splitters on each of these. We don't need this first merger, but this is just kind of for a bit of consistency of design. And this is going to be the polymer resin. Alright, something we're going to do here. Figure out a way to force two height conveyor lift. There we go. Wrong direction. It's a bit of an exploit. Not supposed to be able to do this, but here we are. Do the same thing here. Just to get around the pipes. Hey, Carrot, welcome in. Good to see ya. Hope you're doing well. And happy birthday to you as well. Right? Yeah, that's right. That's not right. There we go, that's better. Alright. There we go. So canisters are closer to the sink, and then fabric is further away. More signs. Curved conveyors, what a country. Indeed. Change the layout, select the icon. Fabric. These are canisters, not fabric. And that should be the whole logistics line. Let's see how many Mercer spheres we have. Two! Make sure these are facing the right direction. That's centered. That's centered. And this is our dimensional depot upload. Alright, we're ready to power on. Trying to do here. I'm using the wrong buildable for it. We're gonna have a roadway that comes through here. Eventually, not right this moment. Street lights can be daisy chained. That should not be... Oh, we've got an ad coming up. Been working that long already. This. Looks good and centered. Build off of this foundation to do this. Not supposed to be able to do that, but oh well. Rude. Break time. That's playing. We're back. Sudden, abrupt ad break because I wasn't paying attention. Alright, so we're gonna have that there. No, that's not centered. There we go. Alright, we'll connect that there, and then we'll start bringing this around in an angle. Do one here. Good, that's good. That spot right there. Oh, ow. Fine. Hey, I'm building here. Now, we're fine. Well, that's not centered. And this should be a relatively straight shot back to base. Full distance there, that's good. One more over here. Perfect. Sure that's good. Yep. All right. do want to make sure that that angle is okay for the zip line. Might be a little tight. Good that way. Oh, welcome in, Lily. I missed your check-in. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Oh, I'm on the wrong scene. That's why. I don't have my alerts on the scene. Get a clearing. Ow, I was standing there. Did that seem a little excessive? Nah, it was fine. Hey, Squid, welcome in. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. And there's Sarah. Check in. Not overhanging too much. Nope, we're good. These trees are in the way. That went too far. There they go. So do I go through, or do I go above? Through or above? Through or above? I'll go through. We might have some vehicle transportation come through here, so let's make sure that we're appropriately distanced for that. Yep, we can easily get around this. When we get the upgraded blueprints thing, we can put the foundation and the actual power pole together. That's the nice thing about the height of the turbo fuel factory. If you look at that distance, we can actually see it. face the other way. I've got another tree over here to clear for the zip line. We got plenty of trees to clear for the zip lines. Get that one too, just for good measure. That one too. There we go. Don't have too many more of these left. Go through them fast when we use them for clearing. Part of the goal of that turbo fuel factory over there is, reduce some emissions. Missed. Into the ground on all sides. Goes. And then there it goes. Now there's no way this zip line is at a usable angle. Hey, it is! That's fine. That's to be expected. What about this angle? This one looks better than the other side. Oops, I missed. It's fine. That works fine. Alright, let's head back. I actually do not remember if I connected the giant power poles to anything. Don't think I did. Nope, sure didn't. It's fine, we'll drop that there. And connect there. So the water extractor, we only need 50 per minute, but we need these reservoirs to fill. Otherwise, the physical items are going to clog. So we'll bring this up to 120 just to fill the reservoirs on these and drop it down to 50 once that's done. Don't have the same kind of reservoir as the coal power plant, so I'm wondering. If they're actually going to fill. Might not. I can do to force it. Yeah, they're not going to. Because we'll overdo the extractor and then turn these on so the reservoirs fill faster than they spend. Same here. Yeah, we're seeing the issue of backflow here. This one was not getting enough. One way to resolve backflow, which we don't need to do this here. I've done this design this way enough and seen that it works just fine, but one way to resolve backflow is with valves. And use these to limit how much flow we can actually get. So now 60 will go this way, but the valve will only work the one way. It can't flow back this way. These require no power. Downside of the valve is that this can only fill up at a rate of 60 per minute. So if you're trying to pressurize your system rapidly by turning up the production over here, it doesn't work. All that extra flow is going into this one and this one alone. think for that reason, since they're not necessary, I'm gonna keep them. I'm gonna take them out of here. Check on these to see how they're going. Yeah, these are good. So we'll bring this back down to our 240. That's good to go. Go with these. How are these doing on water? One of them has no water. It's getting there, but... What is this? I've never seen that before. Y'all. This is not how this works. This is trying to pump water into this while also trying to pump fuel into this. I have these lines mixed up. We did this very wrong. This is why many players recommend you color code your pipes. This exact reason right here. Now we can receive water. That's why that was rotating, is because we had two different materials on the pipeline. And neither one was actually in the pipe. I didn't know which material to display there at the bottom. Down here. There we go. No, we fixed it. Okay. Yes. Alright, that's got water. That's got water. And like the whole line's pressurized, we can bring the water back down to 50%. Once this fills up. Let go for a minute. Check on these. Hopefully these are all full. 50. 50. 50. 50. These still have time to fill. If these are full. If this is all full, that means everything but the one that's not full yet is going to be backed up and paused. That's working. Let's finish closing all this up. Door. Columns. Hey Maple, welcome in, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. do big concrete here. Getting a bunch of needed house cleaning done, and finally got heat working. Fantastic. Especially the heat. It's much needed at this point. Do these outside pillars. There already. We'll not be able to get it there because that's all obscured. Which is fine. The other H, please. Thank you. This is a rather large structure. Appropriate size for our split columns as well. Middle columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. So right here. Yeah, that's fine. Up a little bit. 3, 4, 5, 6. Should be the right spot. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not the right spot. That is not something that we can do. But that's fine. Do a little one. Nope, we don't do any. Good call. Ah, yes, Sarah split it up. The reason the pipe clipping is acceptable to me is because it's not unusual to see, like, holes in concrete drilled out to run piping through it. Even if it's just like a little divot. So that is something that I feel like I can expect to see in real life. Plus, there's no actual object motion that will see clipping through the concrete. Whereas the conveyors, you know, it will only be the space that the conveyor takes up, like the visual space the conveyor takes up, that's going to clip. It's not like it's going to create a hole so that we can see objects moving through it smoothly as if they are unobstructed. I think I want a little bit more support here. And that's fine. So we'll go around the outside. Make sure we have that lower layer in. only there was a little lip I could stand on so I could aim at that better. Oh wait. There it is. Yeah, there we go. Now you're yellow, you can be set to 50. And everything is now backed up by these. Last step, actually. You know what? Acorn, I'm gonna try your strategy for this. Just the single height walls instead of the railing. Ooh, nope, I made a mistake. Actually, I think I'm gonna combine the two. Also, that is definitely... in one. I don't know what I'm saying there. I'm going to bring these in. You know what I'm saying. You do know what I mean by combine the two, which is that the railings look this way. Yeah, this I like. I think I like this. We'll take a look at it from distance. I think I like that. We do need... We don't want people to drop stuff down here, right? And for the outside... There we go. There we go. Do a different height. Over here. And then fix these gaps. I don't like that. I like that fix. Nope. Apparently, I'm gonna put one here. Which I guess makes sense. Let's see. I don't love. Yeah, that we can do. That we can definitely do. That one can be centered. No, it can't. I want to place these over here. Yeah, keep consistent. Done. There we go. Just the color of these. A little visually distinct. There we go. There we go. Happy with that. Suppose I could do one of the metallic finishes. Ooh, you know what? Actually. Different industrial railing because it's at an angle. These ones are different because they're inverted. You know what? I don't think I want to put that much more time into this particular aspect. So we'll keep these back to defaults. This is a finished factory. And we should now have some backup storage. Yep. Perfect. Ah. That's a problem. Doesn't look like that's been backing up our fuel production, so that's fine. Hey! Rena! Stop that. We're working on power right now. Back up. Alright, we're all good here. Now, do I build another one, or do we go spend the next hour doing some demolition so we reconfigure our turbo fuel factory? Ooh, one thing I like to do. Because these are just like giant V6 car engines hooked up to mufflers. For the sake of generating power, give them a chrome finish. Classic car style. Said, I don't think I can make you aware of how long I've been waiting for you to go into a machine so I could do that. You could have got me with that at any point while I was working on this. This is a brand new power factory, and it shouldn't make me second guess because of the fact that I'm adding to an already stable power infrastructure, but it would have made me second guess. See, that's the fun thing about the power, is that it can get you anytime. In fact, it's more likely to get you when you're just completely not thinking about it than when you're actively working on what you believe to be a stable power infrastructure. Where's that yellow? Okay, well, you're not gonna get me twice in a row. Now I'm expecting it. I say that. Rena's gonna find a way to get me twice in a row. So we've got a couple of pure nodes over here that we could work with. We could do something with this. But following the habit of overclocking these to the max means these pure nodes now make a lot more than what I usually get out of them. That would be awful, Rena. Absolutely awful. I would like to propose something to that. Don't do that, you know? You could just not. Two minutes to ads. Could do more fuel. Rena, I hear you. In fact, I agree with you. Don't do that. Use this one. An additional 2,000. This one would definitely... Need more nobelisks. Headed back to base for the ad break. Just make sure our little roadway here is functional. Yep. Break time. This is just gonna be driving back, so y'all aren't gonna miss anything. Figures I came all the way back to the base to grab some black powder to make some more nobelisks, and it turns out I've had them in my inventory this entire time. Whoops. Welcome back. Hope you all had a good break. Do some inventory dump here. Let's go back to that turbo fuel factory and spend a bit of time on that. Forgotten I did all the power towers on this. Need to bring the vehicle. So the plan here is we're going to start from the top and we're going to dismantle. And we're going to do a lot of dismantling. There it comes.
Did you know that all elevators you build are connected? That's right. It's all me.
Thanks, elevator. See if we can send this. No, we're not gonna be able to send it all the way up. No! Cancel. Alright, there we go. The idea is to send it back down to the bottom floor so we don't have to wait for it again when we want to go back up. That close. Down it goes. So we need, for each 600 meters cubed per minute, 40 fuel power generators. Currently we have, for each of those, 4 per floor. We could get 16 per floor, which means we could do this with 3 floors. And then that will set the floors above neatly. For the additional production lines. Creating the turbo fuel, creating the base fuel required for the turbo fuel, all that. Plenty of space. And dramatically reducing how many elevators that we need. And one floor will only have 8 where the others have 16, so that will give us the space of another 8. For that lower floor production for the additional materials. As well as, you know, our awesome sink and everything like that. We don't have to have that little jut off of the building. We can set it all up right inside. So it'll be more of a squat building. It won't be the massive skyscraper we've been working on. Oh, never mind. Never mind. Problem is, dismantling after all that work is going to be tedious. It's not going to be as tedious as all that work, which we're going to have to do again. I do wish they had Floor hole. There we go. I do wish this game had a better tool for mass deletion like this. The best tool to help you not have to spend so much time on this is to plan things ahead of time. We have created a dismantle crate. We are out of room. How far up from the next elevator down? Far enough. Maybe we delete the elevators last. Yes! Okay. Concrete. Motors. Pipes. How do I not have any rubber? Well, I suppose it's all upstairs, isn't it? Plates. For beans. Rods. What else? What else? I think we're good. Until we go collect that stuff. Okay, because we still have these, that makes this a little easier. And this is the floor. Yep, there's the rubber from all the refineries. The health foundations first. Something else this minimizes is the need for pumps. We're not sending the fluids as high, we need fewer pumps for them. Means we get a little bit more out of our power infrastructure in the design we've been doing here. And I know we have the space for this layout specifically because when I tried to do rocket fuel in my other world, this was the layout I was doing. Already creating a platform of the size that I'm thinking of here. Hey Acorn, welcome back. I am still live. We are dismantling turbo fuel. Because we're going to reconfigure the layout. Everyone says took a nap, not gonna lie, I was so relaxed. Stuff to stash. Let's go stash it. Alright, Concrete. Motors. Pipes. Copper sheets. Iron plates. Reinforced industrial beams. Iron rods. Rubber. Quick wire. Just for a little bit more inventory space. It's not like we need these. Oh, what? What to do? I suppose we could upload them. Yep, I messed that up. Going back down. Acorn says I might get to hang out with IRLs today, which is exciting. Really need to get out of the house. Yep, I feel that. I know it hasn't been that cold long, but I am ready for the weather to start warming up so I can get out on my bike again. Alright, clean this up. Ready for the weather to warm up, and also for the days to get longer again. It's dark out by the time I end stream. So even if I wanted to go biking in the cold, the places where I can go mountain biking, they all close at sunset, so... Could just ride my bike out in the street. Like, it's just a bike. Totally functions that way. But biking on roads with absolutely no bicycle infrastructure at night, not a good idea. I don't recommend it. Especially not when you live in an area where motorists will do whatever they can to try to throw you off while you're on the bike. They'll honk at you as soon as they drive past you. Not ready to get rid of the elevator yet. I think before I end stream today, I want to spend some time manually crafting the stuff I need for, Blueprints Mark II. Because they're actually going to make this a lot easier to reconstruct. Inventory unload. Those are good. Those are good. Oops, not those. A few of these that could be combined into a single container. Is it for pipes? I think that was just the, binaries. Yep, that's gonna take us all the way to the top of this. That's fine. Acorn says, want to know something frustrating. What's up, Acorn? Is it that I have to dismantle all this because I changed my mind on how I want to design it? That's pretty frustrating. Surprisingly, we've only been going for about 40 minutes working on this. Seems like the sort of thing that would take an entire stream to do, but I think we're making pretty good progress with this time. Friend is 23 years old and has asked his mom for friends to come over still, and his mom said no to you coming over to do crafts. Ah. Yep, the downsides of living with your parents when you're an adult. You may be able to sign paperwork, but it's still not your house. Delete these first. Mina says, yeah, if I live somewhere, I will absolutely reserve the right to not have people over. The reason living by yourself is so appealing is you get to make all the rules yourself and nobody can complain about it because it's not relevant to anybody else. Acorn says, his mom is an evil woman. See, my mom is evil, but she likes that I have IRL friends, so she's willing to let me do whatever. She's just on a power trip, though, is the thing, and his stepdad, hates him, so whatever stepdad says goes, even if it's for no reason. Yeah. It is a lot of power that some people have over others. On the assumption that, oh, it's always for the greater good, but not everybody can handle that kind of power. And not everybody is going to give it up when it's no longer appropriate to try to exercise that power over someone. And housemate, especially if the housemate family comes along with having to make a lot of concessions. Having a housemate, especially if the housemate is family, comes along with having to make a lot of concessions. Okay, yeah, okay. Read that completely wrong the first time. Said the right words, did not read it right. He's not allowed to say no to people coming over, and he pays rent. Yeah, and that's a whole other thing, is when you pay rent and you still don't really get a say in the important things. Although, living by yourself, paying rent also does not necessarily give you a say in the important things. out of inventory space again. This way? You want this way. Nah. Rena, I can't really... Stop that. Can't make the inventory infinite. Have your points back for that one. Wish I could. Sure would make this a lot easier. You have more tripwire. This one? No. This one? No. This one? Yes. Oy. I know y'all didn't give me permission with the redeem, but I'm gonna do a posture check anyway.
I hope you're having a great day.
Thanks, Elevator. No shrimping allowed. They already refunded your points, so it's too late to adjust the redeem. Bones are satisfyingly crackling the last few days. Not sure if it's weather or dehydration, though. There's a couple, mixed emotions going on in that sentence there, Rena. Nah, we're fine. Ooh, we have power on this floor. I also hear the damage sound when I crack my back. I appreciate y'all. Oh, I don't have a filter. Oh well. Oh, I'm so glad I didn't try to start doing power while I was working on this. Targeting those nubs would have been a nightmare. So, I did the 10 floors arena, I got to the top, and I realized I needed 16 refineries to create the amount of turbo fuel I need, as well as 16 refineries to create the amount of, regular fuel that I need. And that requires 2 floors each, so what was 10 floors was then becoming 14 floors, and I still had more production to do above that. The scale was starting to feel out of control. And I realized that when I started this design last time, I had used more surface per floor. So I'm going to that scale rather than this, which is going to shorten the factory considerably and make it a lot easier to manage logistics by floor. Oh, that was Acorn asking. Sorry, Acorn. But yeah, so I'm reconfiguring the design. Instead of doing 16 per floor. Don't dismantle that yet. Can, however, dismantle these. Instead of doing 16 fuel power generators per floor, I'm going to do 64. Which is going to shrink the height considerably. And I know we have space for it. And then the internal logistics is going to be a lot nicer to look at, a lot nicer to keep track of. Arena, he's Arena. We're all Arenas. See, Acorn, it was just a test. I was just seeing how well you were paying attention. You passed. Number of times that song plays in my head per day, despite me having watched the movie once, to be charted against some other metric like seasonal depression. Interesting that that didn't disappear. Or that. Alright. Another inventory clean out. the same thing here. Alright, back up. Oh, am I on my last elevator? Bet it's inversely proportional. I don't think I know which song you're referring to there, Rena. The only two places my brain is going is, for some reason, Old MacDonald had a farm. And the SpongeBob episode where everybody was Squidward. Good burger. Ah. I haven't seen it. It's been recommended to me a few times. Eventually I should watch it. That's the one, it started out as a Saturday Night Live skit and they made it into a full movie, right? Well, the one. They did that to a few of them. Scale of this kind of dismantling, you find yourself in a very unfortunate situation where your attention just missed something, some detail, and you've got something floating way up in the sky, and you don't notice it until well after you've reconstructed the new factory. We had something that was bothering me with this factory that we can fix by going all the way down, dismantling all the way to the bottom, and reconstructing on the world grid, and that is those vertical junctions that were not quite twisting to be straight. Ooh. Double the rate, that's emptying that. Still no more pipes. Don't think I'm gonna pause dismantling for the ad break. I'm gonna keep going. That's coming up in about a minute. Kind of repetitive enough, I think. You know what? I will switch to manual crafting. We've got computers and heavy modular frames that we need to produce. Oh, I didn't dismantle this up here. Oh, there's a few of these I didn't dismantle. So we'll switch to, we can do 56 computers with what we've got now. We need 400 of these circuit boards. And we'll switch over to break screen. Stand up, stretch, refresh your beverage, take a bio break, whatever you need to do. We'll be back in a few minutes. We're back. Hello. Let's see, how many of these do I have? 388. I need 400 total for the computers. I'll finish these up real quick. Hang on, how many more do I need? 5 more, 176. Oh. We're almost done dismantling. Actually get rid of this because here. On the bottom floor. Huh. That's some clipping I wouldn't have been okay with if I'd gotten too far with it. Maybe shouldn't just drop that in the water, huh? Let's, get that off the platforms. have more of that. More of that. Okay. Yep, and there it is. The 45-degree snap point is the one that, messes up the alignment. We had was a square. It's 1, 2, let's do the whole length. 14 in length. So we need that doubled in each direction. -1 from the 14 because we only need one foundation of space between our 2x2 clusters of refineries. So we have 20 total here, and we want 26. That way, and that way. It's not gonna work. We gotta go from the shorter edge. We know we have the full 10 from our start line out here. We don't have it from over there, though. Okay. That is 6 total. Can we go 20 back from here without issue? I believe we can. And there we go. Now... clip, so that's good. $20, $10, $11, $21. $26. 11, 21, 26. 5 is not visible, so we do not want to create a permanent fixture inside of this geyser. Don't expect to be dismantling this at any point, but just in case. Don't mind building around the geyser, we don't mind clipping through the geyser. Here. Don't actually intend to use it either. We don't want to trap anything in the ground that we can't dismantle if we need to. No, I'm sorry to hear that, Acorn. You're really burning through this concrete. And we have this set up to the opposite. Pulling. And yeah, we're gonna use all of that concrete. There's no question here. Let's make sure we've got our truck station height appropriately set. 3 is not enough to prevent clipping for the indicator there. One, 2, 3. Let's start from up here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Don't be rude. you're doing right now, it's rude. Alright, that's better. Okay, so that's 20. And we need 6 more. Whoops. That's not right. So there's the layout. We've got the dimensions. Something that we need now that will make this easier is going to be blueprints. That's going to dramatically speed up the construction of the fuel-powered generator arrays. So we're going to take some time. We're going to do some manual crafting. We're going to go... Oh, you know what? We can't unlock it from here. We have to be back home. So we are going to go back home. And I think we'll spend the rest of the stream working on that. We can probably come back tomorrow and follow a similar format. Where we're gonna do another oil-powered factory. Another oil power plant. And then come over here and work on progressing this further. As it is, with each one of those inputs taking 16, having 16 fuel-power generators per floor, and needing 40 for each oil extractor, for each input, we'll need 3 floors of fuel-powered generators. 3 floors for fuel-powered generators, 1 floor for the refineries to turn fuel into turbo fuel, and 1 floor for the refineries to turn oil into fuel. are kind of slow to produce, so this is going to take a bit. We've got these as well. Acorn says, now I'm tempted to play Factory. So I think while I've got this going, I want to set up something else, because this is going to go for a while before we're done, and this is basically what we want to spend the rest of the stream on. So I'm going to do... bear with me. Bear with me for a sec, y'all. I'm going to be messing with scenes live. Nope, you're not glitching. The Satisfactory content is going to be a little light for a little bit while we're doing the manual crafting, so I'm giving some secondary stimulus for us to work on since we're not actually on a break. That's the right one. I think that's basically all I need, right? Got the alert still up here. I do not see the audio coming through. Yeah, you should hear both Satisfactory and Words audio. Nothing.
Lizard. Lizard.
Welcome in, Lou. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. I was not expecting that. Thank you for the first time chat and for the 25 biddies. We're doing some manual crafting in Satisfactory. Since this is going to take a while and there's not going to be a whole lot going on, I don't have like a whole lot to sit and discuss to entertain y'all. We're setting up some words on stream so we can have a couple of these going on at the same time. Won't just do we're not missing the content. But not obstructing the actual words themselves. And there goes check-in. Thank you for check-in. This game is called Sam Tries to Do Scenes While Live. And the struggle I'm running into right now is I've got no audio in OBS from words on stream. Working while getting dinner and prepping for Phasmo stuff tonight. Rena, so it's not Firefox, it's just a direct browser source. It's the browser source is the mirror link that you can actually see at the top there. Not sure if it's a bug or bad user choices on your part, but have been having a lot of trouble with getting audio to come through if the app is set to full audio in any other scene. Yeah, no, if that were the case, then you would hear words audio, but not satisfactory audio. Also, stuff like Firefox, I would have set to shut down the source when it's not visible. So us being on this scene, this would be the only Firefox source if I was using Firefox, but it's just a direct mirror link. Try something else. That is no longer set to control audio via OBS. Let's see what happens here. Still no. Well, we've got some audio. I'm not too terribly worried about the audio from words on stream. I think this works. Yeah, I have the music off, so it would have just been like the unlock signals and everything like that. You should be able to hear them just fine in the mirror link. If you want to use that pinned at the top of the chat here. I stand corrected. That's not coming through the mirror link either. Yeah, that's why. Words on stream is not outputting any of the audio to the mirror link. Alright. Okay, your streamer account. Chat message, send chat as streamer. Hidden. Start. Your streamer account. Hidden. Delete trigger. Send message as streamer. Alright, can somebody type exclamation restart for me? There it goes. Yep. So you all now have control to type exclamation restart or exclamation continue if I miss the mark and forget to do so. Alright, so we'll leave that going for a bit. I'm gonna go collect some screws and then let this finish up as far as the heavy modular frames. Whatever round we're working on, we'll finish up once everything is ready to send the blueprint, or send the chip off. And I think that will be a decent place to wrap up. Oop. Gameplay embed is slightly blocking. And out here, right next to the screws. Keep going with this. One more command, so if I've got somebody that's going solo. Simple So now if you're playing solo and you want to submit an extra word, you can type W and you can get my bot to actually submit a word for you. I spent all this time doing setup and we're almost done with the heavy modular frames now. This took less time than I thought it would. That took a lot less time than I was expecting it to. I think we'll call it there. Let's see anybody submitting in chat. So we can send this off and unlock the blueprints.
Milestone reached. The Blueprint Mark II improves upon the Mark I in every dimension, except for the metaphysical ones. This improvement was made available due to complaints from pioneers about other pioneers not being capable of managing their space efficiently. We listen to pioneers, always.
We can use this now. Still need some more heavy modular frames. We can knock that out real quick. Grab some more screws. And we'll drop this down. Might run me up against the ad for end time. This is one of the things that we want to automate. We want to work on automating as we're doing our turbo fuel production. Heavy modular frames, the computers as well. Takes 40 of these circuit boards to make 10 computers. This is what takes the longest as far as getting this stuff ready. I think before my next solo stream, I'll do a little bit of work getting that scene set up a little nicer. So that we're able to have words going during extended low parts of the stream. So if we're doing something like manual crafting, we're just waiting for something to smelt in Minecraft, anything like that. It's 40, that's 40. There's 10 computers, we really only need 8. Do y'all think we have enough concrete for the Mark II blueprint designer? Do you think that'll cover us? That will be the upside rebuilding this turbo fuel factory with the new design, is we already have the concrete on hand. The dimensions are actually, or the total number of concrete foundations that we'll need is going to be less than what we needed for the previous design. So we can recreate everything we've already created in the new layout, and then some. Alright. This over here. That is in the way. That's a little unfortunate. Put it out there. Not too fussed about it looking nice. It's only going to be for creating a couple of designs, and then we're going to dismantle it. In the meantime, we can wrap up here. 24 days since last incident. And yeah, that tracks. It's been almost a 4-hour stream. So we'll wrap up there, switch over to the ending screen. And see who we have available to raid. I don't know if I've ever had a chance to raid Cat the Possum before. So we're gonna head that way. First message is if you are not subscribed. Second message is if you are subscribed. Thank y'all for being here. I really appreciate you hanging out. Thank you again, Lou, for the 25 biddies. We'll be live again. I believe we're live tomorrow with Acorn in our collab world. And then I have to double check with Rena and Squid. I believe we may be live Friday as well for returning to our Satisfactory collab world, and then our usual streams Saturday and Sunday. I want to check with a couple of people as far as maybe doing a collab stream on Wednesday. We'll see if I hear back from anybody. So keep an eye out for that, but there's nothing confirmed, nothing currently planned. So I appreciate y'all hanging out. I look forward to seeing y'all next time. Have a great rest of your day.